Vision Forward's In Focus team presents.
Hi, this is Luke Scriven here at Vision Forward. Welcome to another In Focus tech demo. In today's tech demo, we're going to be taking a look at a new wearable from Zoomax, which is called the Acesight VR. Now, Zoomax have had a wearable on the market called the Acesight for a little bit now, and it's a really cool wearable. But this one is a little bit different. It's a new design based around a virtual reality headset. The previous design, which looks a bit more like a visor, is still available. So this is an addition to the Acesight line, and it's got a number of really cool features which I like. So we're going to jump in and take a look at those. And first of all, let's take a look at the headset itself. Here is the Acesight VR, and one of the things I immediately noticed about this is that the phone, which is in the front of here, so that's how these work, they have a smartphone in the front and we're using the camera and the screens of the phone. But with this one, the phone is actually encased in this very nice kind of plastic cover, which makes it look a little bit classier and a little bit nicer. So I think visually it's a bit more appealing than some of the other wearables on the market based around virtual reality headsets. And we have, of course, the camera and the light sensor at the front. On the top here we have two controls. We have a focusing dial, which allows you to correct for any latent spectacle prescription you might have. And we also have a power switch here, which obviously allows us to turn the device on. And on the inside we have those magnification lenses, which we are looking into as we wear this. And of course in there is the screen. The Velcro straps allow us to adjust the headset to fit our head properly. And one thing I like about this as well is that it's quite small, relatively speaking, for these types of devices. It's a little bit smaller, more compact. And it's quite lightweight as well and comfortable to wear. And so I'm just going to pop it on here. And when I've got it on, it's really quite comfortable to wear. Maybe sits a little bit on the nose. It could do with sitting a little bit higher maybe. But other than that, I do like it quite a bit. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, so it's a very nice unit, but where's all the rest of the controls? And you will actually find those on the controller. So the controller is here. And this is really cool because we can operate it with our right or our left hand. And so if we're right-handed, we can use our right hand. If we're left-handed, we can use our left hand. If we have an issue with one side of our body due to a stroke or something like that, that means that we can't use that side of the body properly, then we can just, use the other side and it will work fine. Most of the wearables on the market, most of the ones based on virtual reality headsets at least, the controls are located on the right side. And so you really have to be right-handed and have use of the right side of your body to get the main benefit from them. In terms of the controls on the controller, they're very simple. We have two buttons, we have a joystick, and on the top we have a trigger. So not too many buttons to remember, and it is a very simple device to operate. So when we've got the device on, the controller in one hand, and we can go ahead and do things like magnify and change the colors and do an outlining mode and so on and so forth. Now, because of the way that we have to capture video from this device, and I can't show you it live, so to speak, but you should be seeing in the top corner of this video some footage. So first of all, we'll have a look at the magnification mode. And in the magnification mode, we can zoom all the way from 1 times up to 16 times magnification, which is a high level. Now, the great thing about the Acesight VR is that the quality of the picture is very good because the camera is 48 megapixels, which is really quite a powerful camera. In fact, I'm pretty sure it has the highest megapixel count of any of the wearables available at the moment. So you do get a very nice crisp image, and even when you zoom up to 16 times magnification, you still get a nice crisp image. You don't encounter too much pixelation, which is really cool. The other thing is the processor in this must be pretty good because we don't get any image lag, and this has always been a problem with other wearables which are based around VR headsets. And so in the video that you're seeing, in the recorded video that you're seeing of using this headset, you should notice hopefully that there isn't any stuttering of the image. It's a very smooth kind of like as I move my head, the image moves around with me and follows exactly where I'm looking. And that's really good because that image lag can be one of the causes for feeling kind of seasick or queasy when using a wearable like this. And so it's really good that this doesn't have that issue. So it's very comfortable for first-time users to put on and just get used to straight away. We also have the ability to adjust the brightness of the image, and to do that we can just hold the joystick either left to reduce the brightness or right to increase the brightness. I found this can be particularly helpful in the high contrast modes, where if you have the brightness too high it can kind of wash out the image, and so just pushing left on the joystick to turn down the brightness a bit will help bring that image into clarity. So it's nice to see that there, and again easy to operate. Now, in addition to magnification, we also have a number of color modes, and so we can flick through those color modes and go ahead and see what they do. Now, these are designed for reading, and so you can go into the high contrast modes, for example, white text on a black background, black text on a white background, yellow text on a black background, and so on and so forth. And you can go ahead into those and use those for reading to improve your ability to read. And there's also some other modes which are really pretty cool and unique to Acesight, the Acesight family of wearables. And those are outlining modes, where we have two high contrast outlining modes. We have a high contrast white lines on a black background, high contrast black lines on a white background, and also high contrast color mode with bold black lines. Basically what this does is it makes whatever you're looking at kind of stand out really well, kind of like a cartoon, by putting black lines, bold black lines around everything. And so you get really good contrast and a really good idea of where things are, because you're seeing them in this really exaggerated outlined form. Now, in addition to those, we can also take a picture. And so by pressing the trigger on the top of the controller, we're able to freeze the image. And once we've frozen the image, we can then zoom in on the image by holding the trigger and pressing up and down on the joystick. And we can also pan around that image just by using the joystick up, down, left, right, and diagonal. And so this is really cool, an easy way. Let's say you want to read something, but you're finding it hard to read it because you can't keep your hand or your head steady. You could take a picture of it and then just sit back and zoom in on the picture and pan around and be able to read what you wanted to read. So that's definitely a nice feature and very easy to operate. To get out of the picture, just press the trigger and you will get out of there. So nice and easy. We also can go into a settings menu, and one of the cool things that we can do in here is change the position and the size of the image that we're seeing inside the Acesight VR. And so we could shrink that image, send it further away, or we could move the position of that image. And the nice thing about this is we can try to move that image into an area of our vision which is still working well for us. So for people with retinitis pigmentosa, for example, they could shrink down the image and have that whole image fit within the central area of their vision, so they get a full field of view within this smaller picture. Or we could just move it to a different position on the screen. If there's an area of our retina which tends to see better, we could try and get the image positioned in that area. So this is a really cool feature, again easy to set up, and I could definitely see how it could be beneficial for people. Well, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration video of the Acesight VR. It's a really cool virtual reality wearable device for people with low vision, and it might not have all of the bells and whistles of some other headsets, but it does have some of its own unique things, and more importantly, it has probably the best image quality and definitely the best lag, by which I mean no lag, compared to other devices. So it really is great in terms of just improving visual acuity. Definitely recommend this. It's also relatively inexpensive compared to other devices on the market. So definitely worth trying it out if you get a chance to. And if you have questions about the Acesight VR or any other technology, please give us a call at 414-615-0103. Email infocus@vision-forward.org, or visit our website vision-forward.org. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and look out for our new videos released every Friday. And with that, we will see you in the next video.